Good evening and thanks for joining us on NT2 News at 7. I'm Elizabeth Omori. The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, says functional national framework for transparent and efficient market is central to re-injecting confidence in Nigerians. It says that APC as a party has developed a manifesto in large part to manage and minimize serious risk to the well-being of Nigerians. Annie Daniels reports that the Vice President stated this at a forum in Lagos.
While speaking on the theme, regulators as catalysts for economic growth noted that despite divergent interests in businesses on one hand and their consumers on the other, regulators should make it possible for consumers to have trust in businesses they transact. This trust, he says, boosts high-level consumer confidence, which in turn encourages experimentation, competition, and drive innovation.
As more and more investors and citizens turn to the markets to help secure their futures, to pay for homes and pay for their children's education, investor protection is now more compelling than ever before. The natural inclinations of the marketplace and for private markets is left to their own devices may not promote economic or social justice. The market does not by itself assure that people will be treated fairly as consumers. Some businesses will treat their customers fairly, but some will not. Some will seek maximum gain at the expense of customers, always denying them a fair value for their money.
Osinbajo disclosed that, however, the role of an effective regulatory regime in promoting economic growth and development is not simply dependent on the technical design of the most appropriate regulatory instrument, but also concerns the quality of supporting regulatory institutions, the capacity of their personnel, and the nature of their practices.
Governance materializes when government utilizes a single interface or one-stop shop to provide integrated services that range from business registration to tax identification to intellectual protection to licenses and permits, all in a matter of days. We must now, in governance, keep up with the needs of the people and businesses by innovating to address the challenges of national growth.
He solicited more support from Nigerians, irrespective of ethnic or political affiliations, to work closely with the present administration to ensure Nigeria achieves her dream of being among the Committee of Nations. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
The Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode has charged the state lawmakers to collaborate with the executive arm of government for positive development of the state. He said this at the inauguration of the 8th State House of Assembly held at the new chamber of the State House at Alausa, Ikeja. Dotun Ogunyemi reports.
The governor, who spoke at the brief, impressive session, urged the members to brace up for the task ahead and strive to maintain the standard set by the outgoing 7th Assembly. He assured the lawmakers that all policies of his administration will seek the approval of the House and promise to respect their views and opinions irrespective of party affiliation. The governor again reminded the lawmakers of the need to put residents of the state at the center of all their activities, stressing that the opinion of the people must count in their decisions. In Lagos, Dotun Ogunyemi, NTA News.
Meanwhile, members of the 8th Assembly in Lagos State have elected Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, representing Agege 1 constituency, as the Speaker. The members also elected other principal officers, including Honorable Sani Eshilokun, who was elected as a Deputy Speaker. Victoria Olabode tells us more.
The first order of the House of Assembly after its inauguration by the Governor, Mr. Akinwumi Ambode, was the election of the Speaker and other principal officers of the 8th Assembly. The Clerk of the House, who presided over the process, subjected members to nomination of any candidate of their choice. After being nominated, Honorable Mudashiru Obasa accepted his nomination and was sworn in as the Speaker. Acceptance and inaugural speech, the Speaker urged members of the 8th Assembly to continually work for the development of the state. Elected members later took oath of office and pledged their service to the benefit of Lagos residents. They also speak on their plans and aspirations.
Everything we can do to ensure that every person, both citizen and non-citizen, or indigenous or non-indigenous in Lagos, to have equal rights and equal sense of responsibility. That is for now, that is what I believe all of us shall work towards by the grace.
Preparation has to do with knowledge. Preparation has to do with you having the facts, your facts on ground. Preparation has to do with the fact that you know what's actually obtainable. So I must say we're knowledgeable people. We have relationship with the grassroots. So we are 101% prepared for this legislative task.
Other principal officers were also appointed. Among them was the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Sani Eshilokun, Majority Leader, Honorable Senai Agumbiade, Deputy Majority Leader, Honorable Muyiwa Jibo, the Chief Whip, Honorable Rotimi Abiru, while the Deputy Whip is Honorable Omotayo Odunton. In Lagos, Dotun Ogunyemi, NTA News.
Lagos is a cosmopolitan state in the commercial nerve center of Nigeria. This land of aquatic splendor has witnessed remarkable level of development in critical sectors in the last 16 years. As the new government settles down for the business of good governance, Amechi Pius sought the expectations of Lagos residents.
It's barely 1 week since the new government was inaugurated in Lagos, and expectations are high on the part of the electorate to see how the government will deliver on its electoral promises. Apart from providing some key infrastructure such as road and transportation, Lagosians are optimistic that the new government will focus on wealth and job creation. This, they believe, will reduce the rate of crime in the state.
The new government is doing the right thing by talking about providing support for small and medium enterprises, especially by way of capacity building and provision of single-digit loans, which is what they actually require. They would be able to take advantage of the fact that Lagos is also the commercial nerve center of Nigeria. Lagos is a port city. We shouldn't take this for granted.
The status quo will remain. There will definitely be a continuity, in terms of the vision. And one thing we like, in areas of, strategic management is planning. Because failing to plan is planning to fail. And I'm sure from what I'm seeing, the governor said he would want to continue with the legacy of the past by implementing, the existing, vision, for Lagos State.
They also identified the need to develop agriculture, health, and education sectors. These sectors are critical to the economic prosperity of the state. Issues of security of lives and property, as well as developing the right attitude to succeeding in this regard, Lagosians advised, must be taken seriously. In Lagos, Amechi Pius, NTA News.
Nigerians have been urged to assist the present administration in building a corrupt-free society for the overall development of the country. This came to the fore at a symposium with a theme, A New Dawn in Nigeria, Practical Terms to Eliminate Corruption, organized by the National Association of Sea Dogs in Abuja. The report.
The burden of corruption on all spheres of Nigeria's national life are glaring and damaging. Thus, the urgent need for all citizens to collaborate with the government in tackling this scourge was unanimously advocated by participants at the symposium. The guest speaker, Paul Erokoro, a senior advocate of Nigeria, emphasized the necessity for a paradigm shift from theoretical to practical ways of eradicating corrupt practices and its elements in the country.
That's a very good step. President declare assets in public. That's fine. 2, move against obvious cases of corruption. Like they've shown you now, all these estates that are lying in Abuja, so many huge estates that no tenants are in. Find out how much tax everybody is paying.
Then there are many cases, as far as I'm concerned, going back to 1986, which I think the government should deal with. Because if you do not deal with that, you give the impression that you can always get away with it. We will be the first to take the lead. We are calling on Nigerians, let us expose corruption anywhere we find them, by whistleblowing, by whatever means.
But how prepared are the law enforcement agencies in ensuring that the desired results are achieved?
Nigeria Police Force has the capacity, the competence to deal with any corrupt case.
We are engaging with all Nigerians, every sector of the Nigerian society across the world to advance ways, advance measures, advance practical solutions of fighting and dealing with corruption.
The 63-year-old association is a non-political organization that seeks to cater for the downtrodden in the society. Chukunonsomo, NTN News.
You're watching NTA News at 7. Still to come, pollution takes center stage as Nigeria marks World Ocean Day in Lagos. Plus entertainment news and sports. Stay with us.
I believe in my country. The time is here and now to spread the message of hope across the land. Stay together as one. All the obstacles will disappear. Let's open up our hearts. Let's open up our hearts and cherish this piece of the earth that God has given us.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. 40% of global oceans are heavily affected by human activities. The biggest of these activities is pollution. This was a submission of Professor Francis Sisiko of the University of Port Harcourt in a paper he presented to mark World Ocean Day in Lagos. John Batterman reports.
8th of June every year is marked as World Ocean Day. This year's theme is Healthy Ocean, Healthy Planet. Speakers at the event highlighted harmful practices that affect the health of the ocean and indeed the planet.
If you keep the ocean healthy, the other issue of the temperature rise will be minimized. But because of the new greenhouse effects, then the temperature of the ocean is also rising. So to keep the ocean healthy, first of all, we must ensure that we don't pollute the ocean.
We do unregulated fishing, we do unrelated fishing, and we use mesh sizes that are not appropriate for the ecosystem. And then in that way, you see the ocean is polluted.
In the main paper presented at the occasion, the guest speaker from the University of Port Harcourt called for the adaptation of blue and green economy.
Blue-green economy simply refers to resorting to the use of renewable energy sources so that we don't continue to burn fossil fuels that are adding to the greenhouse gases and adding to global climate change and to global warming.
The World Ocean Day in Lagos was used to create awareness among the populace, especially school children, on the need to keep the ocean and coastal areas clean. In Lagos, John Batterman, NTA News.
In line with the agenda of the president, Nigerians must change unsustainable pattern of production and consumption that are detrimental to the earth and their lives. These were the views of experts at a program organized as part of activities to stress the theme of the World Environment Day in Lagos. Jennifer Igwe reports.
With the impact of climate change ravaging nations around the world, scientists and environmentalists globally have stressed the need for sustainable development that drives environment-friendly production and consumption. Professor Soji Ilori, the Dean, Faculty of Science, University of Lagos, says there is need to minimize destruction of natural resources while meeting basic needs and improving quality of lives through production and services.
We cannot continue to act with impunity, believing that what we have they are something that will always be available. That is not correct. they will not always be available because the population of the earth is rising and the rate at which we are consuming resources is becoming alarming. So we need to really slow down on the way we are using it. Even electricity can be generated in a way that it will be sustainable.
Experts examined the role of environmental performance in key economic sectors like agriculture, energy, tourism and transportation, among others.
If every one of us will go out now with our vehicles, we are going to be emitting gases from our vehicles. But if we come together, maybe take buses or train or ferry, it will limit the emission of the gases from our automobiles.
Environmental awareness from the perspective of children showed they understand the need for sustainable consumption.
Most of nature's free gifts, which are utterly desecrated by our so-called human activities, the tall trees, which are leveled constantly, water, which runs into waste per second.
There were also exhibitions of environment-friendly products. From Lagos, Jennifer Igwe, NTA News.
Nigerians have been advised to consume products with healthy benefits to minimize incidents of malnutrition and other related ailments. This message was part of the sensitization campaign by United Foods, makers of McVitie's biscuits. Joyken Abakwaya reports.
Officials of United Foods who paid a visit to NTA Lagos Network Center as part of its campaign drive emphasized the need for Nigerians to adopt wheat as one of its diet strategy because of the inherent benefits. In line with this crusade, United Foods have come up with a newly packaged digestive and hobnobs biscuit. This new product, they say, comes at an affordable price and can be consumed by all regardless of their age brackets.
You can go to the market, it's there already, or just want to create the awareness all over the Nigeria that it's now affordable in lower price.
It's good for the adults, it's good for the elderly people to eat due to the wheat aspect of it. And we're just trying to just sample the Lagos for the awareness, for to know that this biscuit now is now packaged in a very small quantity. And our sampling is free.
United Foods management says it will continue to produce healthy consumables that will enhance and promote healthy living.
I think it is a very welcome gesture on their part because before now, 250 naira is a lot of money for the poor person to afford to buy biscuit for the child. But from what they have said, 50 naira, you go out and maybe when your child is, before you get home, you'll be able to pick one of these and give to your child. And of course, that would make the child to be very happy.
In Lagos, Joyken Abakwaya, NTA News.
Fast rising pop star Davido graduates as winners emerge at the just concluded 69th Tony Awards. Join us for details on Entertainment News. Thanks for joining us on Entertainment News. The sound crooner Davido is now a graduate. The pop star backed a Bachelor of Arts second-class upper degree in music from Babcock University, Elisha Remo, Ogun State. At the convocation ceremony, the BET Award winner was flanked by his colleagues in the Nigerian music industry. And now to the foreign scene. Alan Cumming and Kristen Chenoweth co-hosted the 69th Annual Tony Awards. In the Best Musical category, Fanny Home was named the Best Film of the Year. Michael Chevris picked up the Best Actor in a Leading Role award. Kelly O'Hara emerged the Best Actress in a Leading Role for her performance in The King and I. Alex Sharp emerged the Best Actor in a Play for his role in The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time. The 69th Annual Tony Awards held in the US over the weekend. And that's it on Entertainment News. And now to sports. Administrators and inspection of facilities ahead of all Africa Games as Nigeria gets wild card to compete in the basketball competition. Amanza Marcus is our guide.
The technical meeting of chiefs of missions to the forthcoming All-Africa Games in Congo ended on Saturday in Brazzaville, the country's capital. Director General of the National Sports Commission, Al-Hassan Yakmut, who led Nigeria's delegation, said the country will compete in 21 of the 23 games on offer during the games, holding from September 4 to 19.
We were able to tour the whole facilities. We saw the games village. We inspected also the facilities for competitions and conferences, including the International Broadcasting Center for the media that will be coming. And we discussed issues of anti-doping in the meeting.
The FIFA Women's World Cup entered day 2 on Sunday with 14 goals in 2 matches. Germany thrashed one of Africa's representatives, Cote d'Ivoire, 10-0 in the first Group B match in Ottawa. As the Germans celebrate, the Ivorians, debutants in the competition, have an uphill task to qualify to the next stage. In the second Group B match, Norway beat Thailand by 4 unreplied goals. Meanwhile, the governing body of basketball in Africa, FIBA Africa, has awarded Nigeria a slot in the 4th edition of the FIBA Africa Under-16 Women Championship. The competition holds from 10 to 19 July in Antananarivo, Madagascar, and is meant to support the relaunch of FIBA's Youth Development Program. President of the Nigeria Basketball Federation, Tijani Umar, said they will open camp in Abuja soon to prepare for the competition, where qualifiers for the 2016 FIBA Under-17 World Championship for Women will emerge. With Sports News Update, Amanzi Marcus, NTA News.
And that ends NTA News at 7. Do join us at 9 for the network news and 11 p.m. for the late night news. Good evening.